And we're back. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Isn't it great to be able to call this the office? Every Friday morning, we're in downtown Blue Ridge at the Shops of Sycamore. Yes, wardrobe change here during the commercial. I put on my jacket from the Broken Bull that I got last week. We're here and joined at this time by Sherri Walker. Good morning, Miss Walker. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you today?
Sherri Walker is candidate for magistrate judge here in Fannin County. And what we're doing this week, and we did it last week, is we're just reminding you out there, there's still an election going on July 26th, right?
That's correct.
Election day is July 26th. So you're the incumbent. You're currently serving as a magistrate judge here in Fannin County. And you're in a runoff now.
That's correct.
What was the percentage of your vote, if I don't remember and have it with me, during the primary election? What percentage of the vote did you get?
I had 46%, a little over 46%.
A little over 46%. And you're in a runoff. Your opponent is Brian Jones, but you're currently the incumbent over there. Tell us a little bit about the magistrate court, why you feel that the magistrate court should stay on the same direction of what you have it on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. The magistrate court, as you know, is it was created for the people, the lay public, where they don't have to have an attorney if they don't feel they have to hire an attorney to represent them in magistrate court. We handle civil claims for damages or money owed to people to a limited jurisdiction of $15,000. We also handle landlord-tenant disputes. We handle garnishments, writ of possessions, and foreclosures.
Well, the magistrate court, yes, the people's court. And you mind me asking how long you've been in, not just magistrate judge, but been in that office?
I began my career there in March of 2005. Have been there, it will be 12 years in March.
12 years.
Yes.
I like how you said it's the people's court, and I'll tell you why, because serving as the magistrate judge currently, what's it like? Tell us what it's like for the judge to have to bring people through a case, because I have seen people go in the magistrate court, they're representing themselves, they're not real knowledgeable on all of the protocol in the court, and and some of the motions they could make, and you have a tightrope you have to walk by helping the people, but also not giving them legal advice. So what is it? Give us a day in magistrate court or some of the things that come before you that you can elaborate on it. Give us a good example of it being the people's court.
Okay. Well, when I go into the courtroom, what I'll do, we handle, of course, the civil cases. If some of those come before the judge as a dispute, I will explain the process, just giving them a little bit of information, not giving them legal advice, but kind of walk them through the steps and let them know, they'll have their time to have their opening statements, present evidence that they feel is necessary, also to have witnesses there for their testimonies on their cases and stuff, and also to give them an opportunity for their closing statements. So I try to walk them through the steps of that, because a lot of people don't know how to present their cases, and that's one liberty that they have. If they can't present their case, they may hire an attorney and have an attorney help them with their case. It's a very informal court. We don't want anyone to be intimidated, but there is a fine line there where you can't give legal advice. So I try to be very patient with those people, and to give them the opportunity to present their case.
And you have to rule on law.
Yes,
I mean, it may be the
do.
people's court, but you have to, interesting. I had something in another county about a year ago, and I had to go into magistrate's court, and I was trying to explain to the judge something that I felt was incorrect. And the judge kept saying, "Are you making a motion?" I don't know. Am I making? I don't know. And I kept explaining, Are you making a motion? And I don't know if I'm making one or not. I'm not an attorney.
Right.
And on the third time, he said, "I'm going to ask you for the last." And finally, my light bulb went off and said, Yes, I make a motion. That's what he didn't say. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. I understand. I say that all the time.
Do you? So, and I will say it is important for it to be the people's court. But give us a couple more things that take place in the front office as far as coming in. People come in and probably say, I want to take a warrant out for this, or I want to do this and that. And what is that like, or what's the process for those kind of things and some of the other services that the magistrate judge office does that maybe people are not aware of?
Well, we do issue warrants there. That's the initial start of the process where the officers actually come in and take out their warrants. We also, the clerks up front will file pre-warrant application hearings, and that's to see if there's probable cause to have a person arrested also. And when you talk about people coming into the office, that's one thing. I want to state I have a wonderful staff, and they're very knowledgeable and very helpful to the public. They're very professional and courteous. So when people do come into the court system like that, that's usually the first place they come to, and they're very upset because usually people owe them money. Something bad has happened to them, and they want resolution to that. So we do handle a lot of different types of situations there. So,
well, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do. I get up in the morning and I can't wait to get here the next day, and I enjoy it. So it may be somewhat of an unusual question because obviously, you're running for the office, but do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy doing that?
I love my job. I have a passion for that job. I want to continue doing that job. I love serving the citizens of Fannin County.
How do you feel the transition has been in the courtroom? Because it's pretty hard to talk about this election because it's local. I mean, we're not talking about a big Senate race, and we're talking about a local community where everyone basically knew the magistrate judge,
Right.
and the how has the transformation in there, how is that going, and how hard was that on the staff?
That was very hard on the staff when the tragedy happened. As I stated before, we just pulled together and got through that. The transition has been easy. Being in that office prior helped me tremendously. Just being in there, working closely with Judge Newton. He personally trained me. I worked closely with him in the office and the courtroom. So that's made that transition very smooth.
Okay, and when is early voting?
Early voting starts July the 5th and will go through July the 22nd. And the primary runoff is going to be July the 26th.
Okay, early voting, folks, you have to go to the courthouse. You have to go to the third floor of the Fannin County Courthouse to do your early voting in the election office. But in the actual runoff on the 26th, you go to your precinct. You still go and vote at your precinct. So where you went to vote last time, you say, well, I already voted. No, you got to go back on the 26th. There's a runoff for the magistrate judge race here in Fannin County. And that's basically what we wanted to do this morning, is just remind everybody there's an election.
That's
I mean,
correct.
we're out on the lake now, and we're camping and grilling out and 4th of July, but there is an election going on.
That's correct.
Well, Ms. Walker, we wish you well. We thank you for your willingness to serve, and we thank you for
so
stopping by. And probably after the 4th of July, we'll get back together with you again and have one more discussion before the election.
Sounds good. Thank
We
you
wish
so
you
much.
well.
Thanks
Lonnie,
for having me.
take us to break. We'll be right back. I might go in the Broken Bull over here and see if they have another jacket I might wear. Lonnie, take us to break.